Let's get really honest in this video. How many times have you sat at your work desk dreaming about starting that podcast or finally opening that online store, only to get hit with, wait, I don't have time. I have laundry to do, work to get done. Here's the truth. Lack of time isn't your problem. And in this video, I'm going to break down what is and how to fix it. Which means despite everything going on in our lives, we are finally going to take action on starting our side hustles. So if you don't already have your journals, go grab it now, because by the end of this video, you're going to have an entirely new perspective on your time and your goals. Here's the number one reason why you think you don't have time for your side hustle. Your why isn't strong enough. And this is step one. Get really clear on your why. When I figured this out, it changed everything for me. So here's an example of a reframe. Instead of, I want to make more money, it could be, I want to retire my mom because she's been so caring and loving for my entire life, and I'd love to give that back to her. Or I want to create a digital course that is going to help people start to work out and change their lives. That's the kind of why that pulls you forward, and that's the kind of why that's going to help you when you do hit those roadblocks. If your why doesn't give you goosebumps or really make you feel something, keep on digging. One other way to do this is visualize yourself at 80 years old, looking back at your life. If you never end up building out this side hustle or pursuing a passion, what is your 80-year-old self going to think? What's the pain and regret you're going to feel? This should sting. On to step two. Most people think that it's their schedule that's holding them back, but the reality here is it's actually your beliefs, and this is how we can uncover some of them. For 1 or 2 days this week, spot the patterns that are keeping you stuck. When you sit down to make time for this side hustle, what kind of thoughts are coming up? I had such a crazy breakthrough when I was looking at my own patterning. I just remember sitting down and thinking, I'm too flaky. I've changed careers 4 times. I can't really stick to anything. And then it wasn't actually until I had a conversation with my husband where he said, if you keep on thinking that that's your truth, that is going to be your truth. And then he pointed out all of the ways where I wasn't flaky. I was really consistent in the gym. I loved my work. I got promoted every single year. Once I gathered all that evidence, something in my brain just clicked, and I could really stick to something, and only through doing that did I find success. So the takeaway here is, once you uncover those beliefs, look for evidence in your life where they're not true. You could also seek inspiration from other people where maybe they once believed something about themselves or overcame a huge roadblock and came out on the other side. Your brain is going to do everything in its power to reinforce that old belief. It's your job to interrupt it and find new evidence and rewire your brain to believe something new. And if you're feeling a little bit of resistance to trying this out and you're already thinking, oh, this kind of work doesn't work for me, let me ask you a question. Is what you've done in the past, has that worked for you? Are you happy with the results from that? If you aren't, this is so worth trying. Step 3 is exciting because we are going to realize how much time we actually do have in our day. Choose one day this week to track your time. How much time are you spending on your phone, on social media? How much time are you spending on work that isn't going to move the needle? When I sat down and I looked at the time that I was spending both at work and in my business, I realized so much of it was going to work that didn't matter. This awareness is so key because once you see how you're spending your time, you can't unsee it. So those 3 steps really set the foundation for step 4, which is action. We've built all of this awareness. Now let's start actually moving forward. I want you to spend 15 minutes every morning this week asking yourself this question. If I wanted to make X amount of money or reach X amount of people by this date, what would I need to do to get there? And don't limit yourself here. Write everything you think of down. Then I want you to go through this list, check off the 20% that's going to give you the 80% of results. Take these action steps, break them down however you need to, and build them into your week. Make them a habit. To help you make this automatic and consistent, I created a free habit forming planner that you can download in the link below. And you don't need to overcomplicate this. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day is enough for now. And lastly, step 5, expect roadblocks, but know how to re-anchor yourself. So when you're feeling tired or down and like you just can't move forward, Remind yourself of your why. Revisit the evidence that you hopefully wrote down from when your limiting beliefs came up earlier in the video. This is something that I do all the time, especially when I hit that record button for my YouTube videos. Speaking on camera is definitely not natural to me. And I have all of these fears that pop up of like, what if someone makes fun of me for something that I say? But then I remember my why. I remember all of the people in my life who I've personally helped or impacted, how much these steps have helped me. So please don't let I don't have time be the excuse that you hold on to for the rest of your life. The truth is, you don't need to find time for your side hustle. You need a strong enough why to drive you to make time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.